All right, sorry for that hiccup, but we're back into it. The IEM qualifiers continue. We're, of course, casting for the IEM Taipei America qualifiers. 2 players get through today, 1 from the winner's bracket, 1 from the loser's bracket. And QXC, what are you doing to me, man?
I just felt like this was going to happen, you know?
Yeah. So, okay, we'll talk a little bit about, I've been alluding to this story. If you guys missed the San Jose qualifiers, there's a lot of drama, a lot of awesomeness that happened. But QXC, he's coming up against a Scarlett who, she mentioned she'd actually literally just gotten off a plane to play these qualifiers. Like, hopped off, grabbed a car, cab, whatever, and is playing from wherever she landed, basically. So, she hasn't slept much recently. She's just gotten off a plane, as I said. This is going to be an interesting series for Scarlett. She's good enough to play through these conditions. I mean, these aren't the roughest conditions in the world. She's not having Chinese water torture while bound by one hand to a chair while forced to play with the other, anything quite so insane. This is just a situation where, all right, maybe QXC's got a better than normal chance coming into the series.
That sounds like a good base rate TV tournament.
The gimmick is you have whoever breaks from the water torture first.
Yeah, you know.
All right,
sounds like a good one.
We've got to, you know what, we should just, I don't even want to tell the story now, like, because we could just cut the VOD after the pause.
Game resumed.
Okay, we'll pretend we just loaded in, so, welcome back to the IEM Taipei qualifier. Winners bracket still going on strong with these 2 players. Spawning in the top left corner of the map from Team Acer, it's the pink Zerg player Scarlett.
In the bottom right is the purple Terran. Its complexity is QXC.
Alright, so the thing I really wanted to get into that I was really excited about, folks, these guys actually fought against one another back in the San Jose qualifiers. QXC actually was up 2-0 versus Scarlett in his best of 3, and she was looking to be in really rough shape. Then some really bad things started happening. QXC was in Germany at the time, playing from Europe to North America. It was not a great condition for him, and then somewhere around game 3, something not quite a DDoS, but along the lines of it started happening to him, and he ended up losing that series, which really sucked. But then he fell to the loser's bracket where he fought against Violet, and I believe, if I'm not misremembering here, actually won. I can't remember the score. I thought I had it for the second, but the point is, QXC's been through like hell and back lately. I think a lot of people wrote him off as being like, oh, retired to casting. Ugh. But he's still got it in him to play well. And like I said, the last time around, in a best of 5, he led 2-0 versus Scarlett. This is a best of 3, though, and if he could start off 2-0 again, he wins the series.
Yeah, if he can start off with 2-0, he will win a best of 3.
Thank you for adding to that. You know what you just did? That's like when you get a gift for somebody and you write like it's from both of us on the card, but like it was totally not you at all. Like you just did that to my story.
Really? Are you sure I wasn't making fun of your way of saying that? I'll go with your thing because it makes it sound nicer. Anyways,
yeah, I like to think you're not a jerk. That's my bad.
Yo, well, you made a mistake. Anyways, with all things considered, the recent history and Scarlett's physical, mental state or whatever, I actually give this series to QXC. I don't know if it will be a 2-0, thus winning a best of 3, or 2-1, but definitely giving it to QXC.
Well, QXC, I mean, the one thing I do like is it's not exactly new for him to start doing aggressive builds as Terran. I think he's one of the first guys that really got his hands all up in that Hellbat biz when it was patched, but you know, King Sejong Station's a map where we've definitely seen that medevac push quite frequently, and I think this is because it's really nice to follow up with if you want to transition to Banshees or if you want to just macro out of it, because the base layout here it's good for mutas, it's good for air units, it's good for drops, it's good for Banshees.
Yeah.
But we got a couple of donations to read out, so we'll watch the Reaper dance, see if it dies. Black 3200, $5 in the jar, says Rifkin. I love you and your head that is shaped like a perfect circle. I don't think it is. Something about it turns me on. Keep up the good work. All right. That's awesome. And then this one is from 31587599924. It's a $5 donation that says, I think I was banned in chat by mistake from a mod. If you can please fix it. Also, greetings from China. That's awesome. Hello from Canada. Sadly, with those numbers, I don't know if that's your Twitch name or what. I'll try and take care of that for you after we get out of this game, sir. If one of our mods does not.
I also got some donations. Oh my god. Oh, thanks Andrew for $10. No message. Thanks Alice Dare, which is so close to Alistair.
No, League of Legends? Nope. Stop.
No, from Dragon Age. What's wrong with you? You're such a casual. God. Anyways, thanks for $10. And Dwan Chan, is that your real? That's a cool name. For $5. I just want to tell you, welcome back, ZB. I thought you were gone. It broke my heart. Now you're back. Loves and shit.
Nice. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much
Ditto.
for your support. But anyways, getting to the tail of this game, third base comes down to Scarlett. She's really not taking too much mustard from this attack. As we see from the actual use lost, nothing has gone down. Usually we see a Zergling pop off at this point, but Metabolic Boost is done, and it's going to be a little bit harder to get some free kills. With two Hellions in the front lines, it's a little bit scary, but hardly devastating, and it's not like Scarlett's third is really in danger.
No. Not yet. And hopefully the creature will be far over enough that the Banshee, won't have a lot of free shots on it. King Sage, I think, is like one of the least popular maps for seeing that, like, oh my god, the Banshee kills it, almost kills the hatchery. That almost exclusively goes to Overgrowth for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Always Overgrowth. But, it is certainly a scare, as, it is quite, it was kind of far away from the natural, and it does require some creep spread, but we just usually see them try and abuse the whole, fast air-to-air between the naturals more than, go for that third.
Well, Lings are going to get this round. Nope, just barely jukes out of QXC are really good. Gets the Reaper, but the Hellions are barely going to get away, maybe? It's not that many Lings, but stops the shooting. That's probably not
well,
it.
That isn't a lot of Lings, but this is a lot of Lings coming across the field, and she did get a Baneling Nest. This is an interesting response. I mean, she doesn't have any Evo Chamber, so I guess this is like a 3-base all-in. Usually we see Roaches accompanied with like a 3-base Snow Drone on a 3-base, but it's just going to be pure Banelings.
She's going to bust right through this like nothing at all, but the question is, is there going to be enough? Like, I almost fear she's making too many Banelings, because what's going to kill the Hellions afterwards? What's going to attack the actual units? But squeezes into the part of the wall that was weak, so minimizing the Baneling losses, trying to get to the top of this ramp. QXC is trying to fall back to that depot, but if he's not careful, those Banelings are going to connect to his Hellions. Another Banshee pops out at home, and, well, I think Scarlett, has lost her mojo here.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. She is droning heavily behind this. That is not a wall, by the way. That is a gap.
Is that a gap?
Almost 100% sure, because I saw like the building placements.
Okay.
So
I didn't look
we'll check again later. We'll see if it even affects it. Because now I got to figure, like, Scarlett is in I would say a pretty bad position. It might look okay in the supplies right now, but like the drones only at 45 right now, not so hot. No upgrades, not even any Evo chambers, obviously not so hot, and not even a lair. Okay, so these Banshees apparently are going to just reign supreme because there's no Overseer. She has to actually stick by whatever Sport Crawler she has to have protection.
She does have a couple of them down though, so I mean this isn't totally unmanageable, but this is not a comfortable situation at all. As it's going to be quite a bit of time before she can comfortably sit in her base. Meanwhile, for QXC, I mean, I can't stop staring at this resources lost. The Banelings were just so not effective in that attack, and it's a lot of gas to use in the early game without getting much result for it.
Yeah, no, definitely. It was truly like it was just a bad attack. It was kind of an interesting one, that you might not expect. Because, like, 3-base Roach Baneling all in, sure, but you might see the Roaches, and that might tell you to build some bunkers. Just the Lings, you might say, oh, that's only for Hellion defense, and you might not prepare, but, QXC was totally prepared, and, like, the decent micro that he had on his Hellions was apparently the absolute, like, only thing you needed against that type of attack.
It's such a James Bond escape right now to this Banshee.
But
it's right for the sport. Just kidding. So that's the other guy, the one James Bond replaced. That's what it was.
W06?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I think just all 007, like even if they get replaced.
I have no idea. I don't know.
I know more about Star Wars than I do about James Bond. I'm so cool. For Scarlett's sake, though, one of the things we got to take away from this game, what is the one thing Scarlett is like heralded for more than anything else in her career, right?
Mutas.
Okay, well,
no.
Creep spread is what I was going for, but mutas are actually not too far off base either. The creep spread actually, for what we would expect out of Scarlett normally, not that far out. She's making up for it now with good time, but it's kind of like one of her signature things, I think, to have this so far back. Maybe not terrible by any means, but usually you'd expect to have a little more map control than this.
Yeah. Well, QXC's moving out here with Medivacs. He's gonna have upgrades above her. He's gonna have, well, there's not gonna be any mutas out for another couple of like 30 seconds. So he has like pretty much one chance to get out of there. By picking up the Medivacs.
She did get her drone count back up, though. This is one thing worth noting. It's not like she suffered from that first attack with that big all-in that never had the money to come back because she had to keep pumping lings. Why is that hard to say? Against QXC's aggression, but QXC at the same time, his passive play is not bad by any means, but he's not cleaning up creep spread just yet. The Banshees are still floating around the map. It's giving Scarlett a lot of time to get to that point where she's recovered, to have those 70 drones out that she probably shouldn't.
It's true. It is a good point. It wasn't aggressive, but it was him just realizing that I could play perfectly standard with 3 CC and, you know, do a lot of damage to the follow-up push. Whatever, you know, however I do damage. You know, maybe it's not directly killing a hatchery, but clearing creep spread, killing the creep queens, and, well, taking good engagements against the banelings. But without a 4th base, he kind of has to reevaluate how he's going to attack, because, you know, it's King Sejong. We always see the attack directed towards that 4th future on the left side. Now it's a little trickier going into this middle area where there's a lot of creep spread.
Agreed. I like the burrow. I'm really waiting to see if that comes into effect or not. Yeah, Scarlett kind of made her mark on the scene with the Burrow Banelings versus Bomber way back when, but it's something that can work. And I think True's another one who's been using it quite a bit lately, and we've got to see it firsthand at least. But the problem is, Burrow Banelings are really good at catching units marching across the map off of creep, and QXC's not really doing a big march just yet. It's gonna be really hard to actually catch them, and with all this creep spread down, it really limits where she can put the Banelings because you never Burrow Banelings on creep. Terraner's scanning anyways, clean up the creep trimmers.
Yeah, exactly. King Sejong's no, like, you know, Belshir vestige, or like prestige, whatever. Where like there are so many pathways, you're almost guaranteed. You place enough banelings to get a hit. It's a little harder on this type of map. He gets 2 overlords, not so bad for a drop. It should be able to pick up. There he goes. Also got all of the ground army to the left side, so that's kind of a free cancel there.
Oh, QXC trying to drop on the ledge. That's actually kind of cute. But yeah, cancels that 4th base, cleans up a little bit of creep. Scarlett's queens on the front lines are going to pull back, stay alive a little bit longer. Banshee also shipping away this other base. Rocks were torn down, so she could respond to this, but quite frankly, it's going to be really hard to balance like where it's safe to be versus QXC right now.
Yeah, you can tell she's just trying to take whatever 4th that she can, right or left, and actually it's going to be a double expand. Now, King Sejong, we see this a lot. You know, we talked about True earlier, so bring it up again, where like as long as they're apparently, okay, so we learned this recently, as long as you're not trading out army, apparently you can build like 10 expansions, 10 4ths and 5ths and still win a game, like question mark, but like apparently that can actually work.
No, we saw that specifically with True playing like a god the other day, doing specifically that on King Sejong. So Scarlett may very well lose one of these bases. I think she's very much encompassing this into her strategy. That's why you double expand.
And that's, I feel like it's you know, less about like, you know, Zerg having some like, you know, oh, they can throw down hatcheries or whatever. Like, no balance wine. It's more that like the Terran thinks that they did enough damage just by canceling or killing a hatchery that they back off when really they didn't.
I'm a little bit worried for QXC actually. There's a lot of lings coming. It's going to take some really good woodmine shots to level this out. Banelings connect to about every single Marine just standing still.
That's where the rest of that army went to.
Yeah.
Those Hellbats in great position.
If Scarlett pulls those drones away like she did, she keeps enough of these alive. This might not be too bad. The Beetles should be able to clean up the Hellbats, make away from the Lings to flood on through, but she goes in a little bit too early with the Lings. She gets roasted and toasted here. All these Lings have like almost no health, but there's still so many alive behind this.
Yeah, he could have had a much better position if he just like backed up a little bit. That would have gone all into a choke. That could have been a lot worse. But you know, QXC, that might have been the best bet. You know, usually Doom drops don't have it in TDZ, but she was about to surround him. So
thought she was going to get that Thor for a second. She does get this Thor. 2/2 Zerglings are going to chew through that non-upgraded armor. Not that many Hellbats here, actually.
There's not that many Marines.
It's not that much anything, really. She'll pick off a couple of these medevacs if QXC's not careful.
There we go. I mean, the Marauders get swamped by Lings actually pretty decently. They're good against Banelings because of the, you know, Banelings, but against Lings, they're actually, you know, the DPS isn't that high. But both players have to kind of back off from each other, and Scarlett did not replace that 4th on the other side. So. Cool, come on, bait him.
Yeah, it is actually quite unfortunate that she didn't get a base down. She tried really hard to double expand, but decent Baneling connects go off. She didn't detonate all of them though. Round two.
Oh, what could have been? I don't think she realized that there were there.
If she actually unhotkeeyed, then that could be a real problem. Trying to hit that X button real fast or whatever it's bound to for her.
Although, you know, it is, if it's on purpose, that's kind of cool. Like, I remember, like, back in the day, you used to scan immediately after getting Baneling, like, you know, burrowed Banelings, and it's like, why did you scan? They're obviously all gone. But
well,
now
there we go.
it
Pops
works.
off round number 2. Lots of these berries are low,
scans.
but not enough died is the problem.
Yeah. If, you know, Scarlett, it's really too bad that she wasn't on the ball about putting down 4th and 5th automatically after each other died, because that 4th right now maybe could have been done. Now it's only just now going down, but she is like coming back in this game. She has regular upgrades. She's going up to a hive. It looks like a game that did not start off with a, you know, Baneling all in off of 3 bases. I don't really know what she's going to be able to do with this hive. I mean, I guess just for upgrades, I do like when third players just play the mutaling Blink style, but...
I mean, 3-3 could work. I'm looking towards those Adrenal Glands a little bit more, though, because she is going really Ling heavy with her army, not just Banelings. Who's a Nurchio, you know, like 70, 50 Banelings at any given time, not a problem. But Scarlett's goes to a Ling heavy. Adrenal Glands would be a huge benefit to have on top of that level 3 weapon upgrade.
Okay, she just canceled that, so this is that's a lot of Lings. She's getting misrallied. Oh no, that was gonna be her like swamp too. She's still coming in for the back, and the Widowmines aren't in position. They're behind the army. Oh, that's not too helpful.
She lost so many Zerglings leading into this fight,
the mutas. Oh, the mutas absolutely down to 3 mutas and no more. Well, not a whole lot of Lings.
Not a whole lot of anything, really. That was the worst engagement Scarlett could have taken out of that. I mean, she's still gonna fend off the army, but there's no follow-up to this.
No, she did lose a lot here. And yeah, exactly. There's no follow-up, right? She lost all the mutas. If she had 14 mutas still, she would try and counterattack right now, having cleaned up his army as well. But she can't, so it's just going to be who has the better economy to reinforce faster, and that's obviously going to be QXC.
Yeah, especially with this planetary fortress down, he's actually managed to line up his 4th base quite nicely and moving towards the 5th at the same time. For Scarlett's sake, you know, she's been struggling to get this 4th for a long, long time, and that engagement's left her so far down in supply, like half the army value of that of QXC. Even with cool Baneling hits and even with special tactics, it's gonna be borderline impossible to make up that difference.
Yeah. I mean, if you guys did watch that True series, it really came down to the fact that True never had to take a direct engagement. The Terran would always back off after killing a base. And it's almost like, Scarlett, maybe you should have just given up that base, you know, instead of trying that back attack.
That missed rally of Lings was so brutal. That was like seriously like 30 or 40 Lings just for free. QXC actually with a missile turret, that's quite cute. Yeah. I just assumed there was a lot of units clumped up on that cliff. But no, looks like she'll chip away at this. Wouldn't mind coming off cooldown soon. It's worth noting she did not really invest into the Adrenal Glands. We did get the Ultra Cavern up, but a little too expensive and a little bit hard to use them without that kind of plating. So right now, just continue to invest in Lings and Banelings. Not the worst choice in the world, but still down in supply in a big way, and our army's on the wrong side of the map for this engagement.
Gotta go for a counterattack. I feel like, but you know, her hive's here, so tough decision. She will try and, you know, attack into this, but now she has to go through her own Sim City, down a choke, down a ramp.
Yeah, that's kill your own Evo chamber to probably help a ton. You get some free Brootlings from it too, right? But trying to funnel through the Banelings. We'll see if she can get those connects. Widowmines don't get the shots off that they want, but the Marines are split behind us. And for Scarlett's sake, even though she gets some decent connections towards the end, she's still going to be down in supply. 29 versus 110. QXC's round 2 is already here, ready to go on those front lines, and there's just not enough Banelings left in the world to deal with this attack.
No. Again, abusing that ramp means that the Marauders can stay in front, so go up the Banelings, and the runes should never be touched. He has a 5th base he just secured, by the way, and looks like she is going to try and go up to Ultras. I mean, it is a... I mean, there are a lot of Marines, but, you know, QXC still has a couple of Thors popping out every single time, 2 Marauders every cycle.
Alright, QXC will take game number 1 in